This $200 million mega yacht? It's owned by a company that has no employees. This luxury Manhattan penthouse? Its owner has no name, and the private jet shuttling between them. It belongs to a company that doesn't actually exist. These are shadow companies, ghosts in the machine of global finance. And they are the single most powerful tool the ultra-rich use to hide their money, erase their taxes, and become completely untouchable. You've heard the stories. Billionaires paying less in taxes than their assistants. Politicians acquiring immense wealth while in office. You've probably asked yourself, how do they do it? The answer, more often than not, lies hidden behind a maze of legal entities designed for one primary purpose: secrecy. Welcome to the world of shell companies. But hiding the ownership is just the first step. The real genius is in how they move the money. So what is a shell company? In the simplest terms, it's a company that exists only on paper. It's a hollow shell. It might have a bank account and be legally registered, but it has no significant assets or operations of its own. Its sole purpose is to hold things, other companies or assets, on behalf of its true owner. Think of it like a safety deposit box. You put your valuables inside, and from the outside, no one knows what's in it, or even who owns the box. This is the first layer of the onion: basic anonymity. It allows someone to buy a controversial asset without their name ever being attached. But what if you need more than a simple lockbox? What if you need to make millions move across the globe without anyone tracing it back to you? That requires a far more sophisticated setup. This is where it gets interesting. The ultra-rich don't just use one shell company. They use a network of them, layered across multiple jurisdictions. This is the Russian nesting doll strategy. You have a company in one country, owned by another in a second country, which in turn is owned by a trust in a third. Let's trace a common path. An oligarch wants to buy a $50 million mansion in London. He can't just write a check. So his lawyers set up Company A in the British Virgin Islands, BV1. The BVY is popular because its secrecy laws mean the owner's names are not public. But one layer isn't enough. So Company A is owned by Company B, registered in Panama. Now, if someone tries to find out who owns the mansion, the record points to a British Virgin Islands company. If they peel back that layer, they find a Panamanian company. It's a dead end. This multi-layered structure makes tracing ownership a nightmare. But simply hiding who owns what is only half the game. The real trick is making illicit money look clean. This is where shell companies become instruments of money laundering. Let's say a corrupt official has a $10 million bribe. He can't deposit it. So he funnels it into his offshore network. Here's how it's washed. The shell company might invest the dirty money in a legitimate-looking business, like a high-end art gallery, owned by another shell. This business then declares the $10 million as revenue. Alternatively, the shell companies engage in fake transactions. Company A might pay Company B a $10 million consulting fee for a service that was never rendered, or it might issue a loan that's never paid back. After several cycles, the money appears legitimate. It can now be used to buy that London mansion. This intricate dance is how fortunes are moved from the black market into the global economy. But even this has risks. The wealthiest players have an even more powerful tool. The final layer of secrecy often isn't a company, it's a trust. A trust is a legal arrangement where a person, the settlor, gives control of assets to a third party, the trustee. Crucially, once assets are in the trust, the original owner technically no longer owns them. This is the ultimate magic trick. Imagine our oligarch places his network of shell companies inside an irrevocable trust in a place like South Dakota. He is no longer the legal owner. If he's sued or a government tries to seize his assets, he can legally say, "I don't own that." The trust does. The trustees are highly paid lawyers who follow the wishes of the original owner, but there's no paper trail. He can benefit from the assets, all while having plausible deniability. This legal firewall is almost impossible to penetrate, and it's all perfectly legal. This shadow system has devastating real-world consequences. When the ultra-rich use these structures to avoid taxes, it starves public services of funding. When corrupt leaders use them to launder stolen money, it perpetuates poverty. It creates a two-tiered system of justice, one for the average person, and another for the global elite who can afford to operate outside the rules. They can purchase political influence, manipulate markets, and snap up property. driving up housing costs for everyone else. The architects of this system argue they are simply providing a legal service. Critics argue they are the gatekeepers of a global shadow economy that undermines democracy itself. So, what can be done? The fight for financial transparency is an uphill battle. Efforts are being made. The Panama and Pandora Papers leaks exposed thousands of these schemes, leading to public outrage. But the system adapts. For every loophole closed, another is created. It's a global game of cat and mouse, and the players hiding the money have almost limitless resources. Real change requires sustained political will and public pressure that simply cannot be ignored. So, the next time you see a headline about a billion-dollar deal, remember that what you see is just the surface. Beneath it lies a hidden world, an architecture of secrecy built from shell companies, offshore accounts, and arcane legal trusts. It's a world designed to make the powerful invisible and their money untraceable, and it affects us all. If you want to understand the secrets of the financial world, make sure you subscribe for more deep dives just like this.